Hello students, today we are going to start with the question number 10 of final accounts, which is on page number 61. So first I am going to read out the problem. Shipra and Manisha are partners sharing profit and losses in their capital ratio. So you are required to prepare the final accounts, that is the trading account, profit and loss account, as well as the balance sheet. Now see here, they have told that they are sharing their profit and losses in the capital ratio. So now what is this capital? They have not given you directly the ratio. So see here in the problem, there is capital account as well as the current account. So you have to take this ratio. So this ratio means what? 90,000 is for Shipra and Manisha 30,000. So 90,000 is to 30,000. That means what? 90,000 is to 30,000. So all 4 zeros get cancelled. So it remains 9 is to 3. That means 3 3s are 9, 3 1s are 3. So this is their profit sharing ratio. What is it? 3 is to 1. Okay. Now before beginning with the problem, first we have to see the adjustments and put the tick mark on the adjustments. So see the adjustment. First adjustment is stock on 31st March 2019 was at rupees 37,000. This is nothing but closing stock. Closing stock, we do not have to take anything. Next is what? Sales include sales of machinery of rupees 2,000, which is sold on 1st April 2018. So sales, it will be given in the credit side. See here the first item. Here on sales there is an adjustment, so we put a tick mark on the sales. Why we put a tick mark on the adjustment item? So that we can write the amount in the inner column. Moreover, for doing the adjustment, we will leave 2 to 3 lines after writing that item. Right? So what has to be done, that I will explain you while solving the problem. Then depreciate on fixed assets at 5%. Now fixed assets has to be depreciated. Now assets has debit balance, so you have to, because they have not directly given you the name of the asset, so you will have to go through the trial balance, which are the fixed assets. So see, your furniture is the fixed asset, plant and machinery is the fixed asset, then building is the fixed asset. I am able to see only these 3 fixed assets. So on all of this we have to provide a depreciation, that is 5%, right? Then next is each partner is entitled to get commission at 1% of gross profit and interest on capital 5% per annum. So this adjustment belongs to the partner's current account. As here in this problem, if you see, capital account is also given, current account is also given. That means this is which type of method? This is fixed capital method, right? In which both types of capital accounts are given. So what we will do, we will prepare the current account, and capital account balance we will directly transfer it to the liability. So this adjustment basically is to be treated in this account, that is the current account. So we will not take anything right now. Outstanding expenses, wages and salary. So wages and salary are expenses. So where should I find it? I should find in the debit side, right? Because expense and losses has debit balance. So see here, wages as well as salaries, right? So I put in a tick mark on both the items. Next is create provision for doubtful debts at the rate 3% on sundry debtors. Now provision for doubtful debts is nothing but RDD. You have to provide it on debtors. So again, debtors is an asset, so you will find it in the debit side of the trial balance. So I have put in a tick mark on debtors also. Now after putting the tick mark on the adjustment items in the trial balance, we will first do the posting of the trial balance items. So we will start with the posting of the trial balance. So as to save time, I will discuss this and I will do the posting, and then I will do the adjustments. Now see, sundry debtors is asset, so it will come in balance sheet asset side, right? Then purchases will come in the trading account. Now whenever there is purchases, you have to see about the returns. Now in trading account it will come in the debit side. Whenever there is purchases, you have to see the purchase returns. Purchases are in the debit side, but their returns are in the credit side. So even I will put a star mark here. Star mark means, or you can put a tick mark, it doesn't matter, it is up to you how you understand that if I have put in a tick mark, that I have to write in the inner column as well as I have to write the returns also. Now next is what? Furniture. So this will again be in the balance sheet asset side. Next is what? Plant and machinery. So again balance sheet asset side. Then comes wages. Now wages is what? It will come in the trading account debit side, right? So it's directly related to the factory. Then next is what? Salaries. It will come in the P&L account debit side. Then discount it's given in the debit side, so it will come in P&L account debit side. Bill receivable is a current asset, so balance sheet asset side. Carriage outward, if it has been carriage inward, then it would have come in the trading account, but it's carriage outward, so it will come in the P&L account debit side, right? And suppose if only carriage is given in the problem, then it will be written in the trading account. Next is what? Postage. Postage will come in the P&L account debit side. Sales return, as we have done for the purchases, see here sales return we have already put in a tick mark. That means again there are two tick marks. One is the adjustment, second is what? For sales return, right? Then next comes cash in hand. So cash in hand is in balance sheet asset side, it's a current asset. Cash at bank, again balance sheet asset side, current asset. Insurance, it will come in the P&L account debit side. Next is what? Opening stock. Opening stock is always the trading account first item, so trading account debit side. Next is what? Trade expenses. Now whenever the expenses, trade expenses given in the problem, first you should go through the trial balance and find out whether there are any other expenses like general expense or sundry expense. Now I have already seen the items till here. Now rest of items even I can see that. So trade expense, it's the only expense which is given. So whenever only trade expense is given, it will come in the P&L account debit side. But if with trade expense, general expense or sundry expense is given, so trade expense will go to the trading account and general or sundry expense it will go to the P&L account, right? Then next comes the warehouse rent. Now warehouse rent is what? What is warehouse? Warehouse is the godown where the finished goods are stored, right? So warehouse rent is used for the finished good, not for the goods which are in the process of production. So warehouse rent will come in the P&L account. The goods which are not sold in the meantime, they are stored in warehouse. Then next is what? Advertisement, again P&L account debit side. All these are indirect expenses, right? Then comes the building. Building is an asset, so balance sheet asset side. Now sales will come in the trading account credit side, it's a direct income. Then rent, again see rent will, it's given in the credit side, so P&L account credit side. This side means what? Income. See, trial balance debit side means either it can be asset or expense or loss, right? And trial balance credit side means it can be liability, it can be income, or it can be gain. Okay, so if rent is given in the credit side, it's an income. Then sundry creditors, again it's a liability, so balance sheet liability side. Purchase return, we have already seen that we will deduct it from purchase. Next is what? Discount. Now say discount was given in the debit side also, so when it is given in the debit side, you will write in the P&L account debit side. When it is given in the credit side, you will write in the P&L account credit side. Next is what? Bills payable. So bills payable is a current liability, so balance sheet liability. Capital account, it will be transferred to the balance sheet liability. Why? Because we are preparing current account. When the fixed capital method is given, you have to do all the adjustments in the current account. So we will directly post this to the liabilities, and this current account we will prepare an account, right? This will prepare a separate account for this, right? Now, so as to save time, I have already done the posting in the trading account, profit and loss, and balance sheet. Now, whichever items are ticked, I have written in the inner column. Whichever items are not ticked, I have written directly the amount in the outer column. Now see here, purchases and sales I will do in front of you. Now see, purchase and less returns is how much? 1000. So as I told you, in trading account, purchase is written in the debit side. From here, less purchase returns, right? And this is what? 1000. There is no other adjustment on this, so I will write directly in the outer column as 54,000. Now from sales, sales returns are how much? 500. Now I have put in two tick marks on the sales, so there is one more adjustment. So I will leave here one line for that adjustment, and again here I will write sales return, and that is how much? 500, right? Now we will start with the adjustments now. Now see the first adjustment. First adjustment is stock on 31st March 2019 was at rupees 37,000. So this is nothing but closing stock. So closing stock, two effects will be balance sheet asset side as well as trading account credit side, right? So two effects. First I will write here in the trading account, by closing stock, and the amount is 37,000 directly in the outer column, and the second effect is in the balance sheet. So in balance sheet I will write here closing stock, outer column 37,000. Okay, now see the second adjustment. Second adjustment is sales includes sale of machinery of rupees 2000 which is sold on 1st April 2018. So now from sales in trading account I have to deduct 2000 from the sales, because it is sales means what? Purchase and sales are the direct income and expense. Now what does this means? It means direct, what is the direct expense and income is which is related to the goods which are produced by the businessman. But here this sales means this sales should include only the goods sold, but in adjustment they have told that this by mistake they have included sale of machinery of rupees 2000. So what I will do, I will deduct it from here, machinery sold wrongly included, right? Machinery which was sold was wrongly included. So what I will do, I will deduct 2000. So from 1,20,000, when 2000 is deducted, I will get 1,18,000, and from 1,18,000 we have already seen there are sales return of rupees 500, right? So in the outer column after deducting this I will get 1,17,500, right? Now this is the first effect. Whichever items are in the trial balance, they will be transferred only one time in any one of the account. But whichever items are in the adjustment, you have to give two effects. So first effect you have deducted from sales, and the second effect in balance sheet asset side, less machinery sold. So and it is sold, see here the date is given that it is sold on the 1st April 2018. This is the 31st March 2019 balance sheet, means at the first day of the financial year we have sold this machinery, right? So 2000 we will deduct. So 60,000 minus 2000 is 58,000, right? So we have given the two effects. One is deduct from sales, and then sales minus, and second is what? Balance sheet assets minus, right? We have given the two effects. Now next is what? Depreciation of fixed assets at 5%. Now all the fixed assets are written in the balance sheet. So we will calculate the depreciation. Now what are the two effects for depreciation? Deducted from the concerned assets, and then second effect is write in the P&L account debit side, because it's a loss, right? It's a loss. Now for depreciation, see here, we have to calculate first. See, the first fixed asset is how, what is first fixed asset? Furniture. So furniture is how much? 38,500. So see my working note. First one, furniture 8,500. On this I have to charge depreciation at 5%. So 2 zeros get cancelled, right? So 5 5s are 25, then 5 8s are 40, 40 plus 2, 42, 2, 4 carry, 5 3s are 15, 15 plus 4, 19. So the depreciation amount for furniture is 1925. Now the same way we have to calculate the depreciation on the second, that is plant and machinery. But for plant and machinery, the amount will be 58,000, as we have deducted the machinery sold. This was sold on the first day, so we are not going to calculate any depreciation on this. We will calculate the depreciation on 58,000. So for plant and machinery, on 58,000, I will calculate 5% depreciation. So 2 zeros get cancelled. So 1 0, 5 8s are 40, 0, 4 carry, 5 5s are 25, 25 and 4, 29. So 2,900 is the depreciation on plant and machinery. Now my last asset is building. Building is what? 20,000. So building, on building 20,000, 5% depreciation. 2 zeros get cancelled. So 2 zeros, 5 2s are 10. So that is how much? 1,000. So the depreciation on building is 1,000. So I have calculated all three fixed assets depreciation. Now the first effect is to deduct it from the asset, right? So less 5% depreciation. Amount calculated was 1925. So when I deduct it from this amount, I will get 36,575, right? So amount is 30. Now see, for plant and machinery, when I deduct this amount from 58,000, as we calculated 5% depreciation amount, so 5% depreciation on plant and machinery was 2,900, right? So when I will deduct 2,900 from plant and machinery, I will get 55,100, right? 55,100. Next, from building. So on building, as we calculated, 1,000 was the depreciation. So I will deduct it from the building. Less 5% depreciation, 1,000. So outer column it will be 19,000, right? So first effect we have given in all the assets, concerned assets, we have less the depreciation at 5%. Now the second effect will be given in the P&L account. P&L account debit side, we will write a common heading to depreciation. Whenever there is more than one item for depreciation, we give a common heading, and then we will write furniture. On furniture, as we have calculated, it was 1925. Next is what? Plant and machinery. On plant and machinery, it was 2,900. Building. On building, it was 1,000. So when I total all these three amounts, the outer column I will write 5,825. Okay. So depreciation, two effects. One effect, deduct from the asset in balance sheet. Second, P&L account debit side. Okay. Now see the next adjustment. Now the next adjustment is each partner is entitled to get a commission on 1% of gross profit and interest on capital at 5% per annum. Now see, gross profit we can calculate only after closing the trading account, right? Because after closing the trading account we will get gross profit. On that we have to calculate the commission. So first we will go to this adjustment, that is interest on capital at 5% per annum. Now as in the trial balance there are two capital here given, one is capital account, one is current account. So always remember, whenever interest on capital is to be calculated, it has to be calculated on the fixed capital, राइट. फिक्स्ड कैपिटल पे ही हमें कैलकुलेट करना है, बिकॉज इंटरेस्ट हम फ्लक्चुएटिंग कैपिटल पे नहीं कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं, इसमें तो बैलेंस चेंज हो रहा होगा. एंड मोर ओवर फिक्स्ड कैपिटल में भी ओपनिंग बैलेंस जो होता है उस पे कैलकुलेट करते हैं, राइट. सो फॉर इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैपिटल, राइट, फॉर इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैपिटल, सी फॉर शिप्रा the capital is 90,000. On 90,000 they have told to give 5% interest. So 90,000 into 5 upon 100. Two zeros get cancelled, so it will become 4,500. Now for Manisha. So for Manisha, her capital is 30,000. So on 30,000, 5%. So two zeros get cancelled, so it will be 1,500, right? So this is interest on capital amount that we have calculated. Now for this interest on capital account, two effects will be given as it's an adjustment. First, it will come in the partner's current account, right? And secondly, it will come in the profit and loss account. Now see, interest on capital, the partner has given the capital to the business, so this interest on capital is his income. उसको वो income की तरह है, वो उसका expense नहीं है, उसको मिल रहा है business से, right? And who is giving this interest? It is given by the business, right? So for business it's an expense. So for business it's an indirect expense. So अगर expense है तो P&L account में आएगा debit side, and for current account it will come in the credit side, because partner के लिए वो क्या है, income है, business is giving to the partner, right? So one effect is P&L account debit side. So in my P&L account debit side I will write here 2, again on interest on capital is on both partners, so give a common heading to interest on capital. First is Shipra 4,500, next is Manisha, right? And the Manisha's amount is 1,500. When I total both of them in outer column, I will get 6,000. So this is the first effect. Second effect, in the partner's current account, as current account is given here, by interest on capital, right? So for this is 4,500 and this is 1,500. So for the second effect I will write here by interest on capital in the credit side, that is 4,500 and 1,500. Now the next adjustment is outstanding wages 200 and salaries 500. Now what is outstanding? Outstanding means it belongs to the current year but it has not been paid yet, right? So हमको ये अभी भी पे करना है, ये एक्सपेंस है क्योंकि ये डेबिट साइड में दिया हुआ है और इसलिए हमें ये पे करना है, right? So there will be two effects for this. One, you will add outstanding. कहाँ ऐड करोगे? वेजेस का वेजेस में ऐड करोगे, सैलरीज का सैलरीज में ऐड करोगे. और सेकेंड इफेक्ट क्या है? दिस इज़ या लाइबिलिटी. सो बैलेंस शीट लाइबिलिटी साइड का है बिकॉज इट्स आपको ये अभी भी पे करना है, राइट? सो फर्स्ट वी विल राइट हियर इन द बैलेंस शीट. सी बैलेंस शीट, हियर आई विल राइट outstanding. As there are two items, I can give a common heading: outstanding expenses, wages, salaries, right? So in outstanding wages are 200, salary is 500, so it will become 700. Okay, so one effect is here, that is in balance sheet outstanding expenses. Now here in the trading account debit side, so add outstanding wages 200, so in the outer column it will become 1000. So outstanding wages added to wages, salaries. I will add in the P&L account debit side, add outstanding salaries, and the salaries amount that was outstanding is 500. So I have written here 4000, right? So one effect, add it, and second in the balance sheet. Okay, adjustment is create provision for doubtful debts at 3% on sundry debtors. Now see, sir, this has to be created on sundry debtors. So my next adjustment, my sundry debtors amount is 28,000, right? So on RDD, for RDD, 28,000 into 3%. They have asked you to create it at 3%. So 3 upon 100. So 2 zeros get cancelled. So here 1 0 it will be here. 3 8s are 24. So 4 and 2 carry. 3 2s are 6. 6 and 2 8. So 840 is the RDD. So the first effect is balance sheet asset side. In debtors we will deduct, and second profit and loss account debit side. So in profit and loss account debit side, I will write here to provision for doubtful debts. These are the new, that is new RDD, as there is nothing given in the trial balance. Otherwise we would have written the formula, old bad debts plus new RDD minus old RDD, but nothing is given in the trial balance, so we can directly write this, and here it is 840 as we have calculated, right? First effect P&L account debit side, and the second effect balance sheet, I will deduct it from the debtors. So less 3% RDD, that is 140. So in outer column I will get 27,160, right? So from sundry debtors 3% RDD is deducted and the amount is 27,160. Okay, now we have done all the adjustments from here, but only one thing is remaining, that is commission, because it has to be calculated at 1% of gross profit, right? So first we will close the account. For closing the account, first we will close the trading account. So we will do the total of both the sides with the pencil, as it is clearly seen that credit side total is more. So I will write here 1,54,500. Now from this I will deduct the total of all these three items. So I will get a balance here, and that balance will be 81,700. This is nothing but gross profit. To gross profit carried down. This profit amount is 81,700. Now this gross profit will be transferred to the P&L account credit side. In the credit side of P&L account, by gross profit brought down, and the amount is 81,700. Now as we have calculated the gross profit, now we will do this adjustment, which is commission is to be calculated at 1% of the gross profit. Now my gross profit amount is 81,700, right? So for 81,700, 1% commission is to be given to the partners, right? So 1% of 81,700 is how much? 2 zeros get cancelled, so 817. So both will get the commission 817. So here for commission there will be two effects. This is received by the partner, right? So for that partners, it is what? Income. So in partners current account, it will come in the credit side, right? And second effect, it's given by the business. So our business, it's a loss, so P&L account debit side, right? So the first effect for commission will be here in P&L account debit side. I will give a common heading to commission because Shipra. Next is what? Manisha. Both are getting the same 1%, so 817, 817. When I total this, so outer column it will be 1634, right? And the second effect, for the second effect, it is written in the partner's current account credit side by commission, right? 817, 817. So now we have completed with all the adjustments. Now after this commission adjustment, we can close the profit and loss account. So after totaling the three items in the credit side, I got the total as 84,000, which can be clearly seen that it is the higher total. From this 84,000, I will total all the debit side items and I will deduct it. So after deducting, I will get the amount 56,401. This is the balance in the debit side. That's why it's net profit carried down, right? So now this net profit will be distributed among Shipra and Manisha into 3:1 ratio. So when 56,401 is divided by 4, I got amount 14,100.25, as it is 0.25, right? So it is not more than 5. So I will round it off to 14,100. So 14,100, that is one part is Manisha's share and 42,301 is Shipra's share. How we got it? 14,100 into 3, right? So Shipra 42,301 and Manisha 14,100. This amount has to be transferred to the partner's current account. As it is profit, it will come in the credit side. Here it is in the debit side. So in the credit side, I will write here by net profit, right? So that is what P&L account, right? So my net profit amount came to 42,301 for Shipra and 14,100 for Manisha. Now we will close the current account, right? So after, see here in the debit side there is no item, so we will do the total of the credit side. So for Shipra I will get 52,618 and for Manisha I will get 19,417. I have just totaled these amounts, right? So 52,618, 19,417. So to balance carried down 52,618, 19,417. These are the two balances of partner's current account. So the balance of partner's current account will be transferred to the balance sheet. Here I will write current account Shipra Manisha, right? So my amount was 52,618 and 19,417. When I total both of this amount, so in the outer column I will get 5, carry 1, 3, 0, so 11 and again 12, 6 and 1, 7. So that is what 72,035. So I have posted this amount in the balance sheet liability side. Now we have done with all adjustments. We have closed all the accounts. So lastly we will close the balance sheet. So for closing the balance sheet, that is our balance sheet should get tally. So we will do the total of all the asset side as well as the liability side. So my total will be 2,40,235. Same way my assets total will be 2,40,235. So this is, we have completed with the 10th problem, right? So the new thing in this problem was the current account. So whenever there is fixed capital method and current account is also given, so you will do all the adjustments in the current account. That you have to remember. It's a very important problem as there are many adjustments, right? And you have learned about the interest on capital, you have learned about the commission, right? So it's a very nice problem. Even this adjustment is a very important adjustment about sales. So thank you.